Salut, comment ça va? Welcome back everybody to the Club de Foot Montreal career mode. We took the French-Canadian side from the MLS, we brought them over to the French League, we have won not one but two Ligue 1 titles, but now we want to win the big one, the UEFA Champions League title. And if we do win this Champions League, of course we would become the first non-European team to do so. And Montreal is a very European-esque city, so there's something quite right about a non-European team winning it that still has a very European-esque feel to it. And hopefully we can do it. Lads, if you haven't seen the last episode, I'm going to give you a chance now to get off this video, go back to the last episode, the Champions League quarterfinals. Honestly, it was the most batshit crazy experience I have had playing this game, and that is saying something. The channel slogan is never a dull moment, and that slogan was never more prevalent than in those two games against Manchester United. Have you gone and watched the video? Is that a yes I hear? Great. Here is what happened. 6-7 in the second leg, which made it 11-all on aggregate, and then we won a 3-2 penalty shootout, or we won the penalty shootout by 3-2, I should say. It was one of the most bizarre experiences I have ever had. There were so many times during this tie where I thought, it's it. That's it, it's over. This is not going to be a successful series. It's Oxford United all over again. We're not going to win the Champions League. But thankfully, we did somehow manage to get through. And here we are now with an all-Ligue clash in the Champions League semi-final. PSG will be playing the first leg in Paris. Hopefully we can bring a good result over to the Olympic Stadium in Quebec. This is how the league table is looking. PSG, as you can see, 19 points clear. The only reason I'm not overly arsed about this is because, as you know lads, this season it was all about the Champions League. I have simmed every single league game this season, and to be fair, second place, I'm actually not overly disappointed with that. Simming every game whilst being in the same league as PSG and to be in second place, I am quite happy with that. But what I won't be happy with is if PSG knock us out of this Champions League tie. Oh, I really hope this is more straightforward than the Manchester United game, but we never like to do it easy on the channel. So with all that said, let's get into it. The first leg here of the Champions League semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain. Something I actually forgot to mention there in that preview was that, of course, we did sell Charles de Ketelaere to PSG in January. We reinvested that money back into the squad, as well as the money for Kevin Owens, who we sold to Barcelona. And we did get a direct replacement for CDK, Michael Olise, coming into the team. And PSG were the team that knocked us out of the Champions League in the Oxford career mode around this time last year. So hopefully, in the last series of FC25, we don't see a repeat of what happened in the last series in FC24. But I've put them in that alternate kit. For some reason, I just find that looks less intimidating. But I tell you what does look intimidating is Vlahovic up front. He is an absolutely excellent player, both in real life and in this game itself. But PSG are a team we've had many battles with in this series. They gave us a few hidings. We've had a couple of decent results against them as well. In the simmed games, we actually drew with them in Quebec. No, sorry, we drew with them here in Paris, and we actually only lost by a single goal in Quebec with a very heavily rotated side, because we did have a Champions League game coming up after it, so I wanted to make sure everybody was fit. But it doesn't look like CDK is in the starting 11. That's what I was having a look at there. Let's see here. I don't see his name. Don't even see him on the bench from there. They're not playing a formation with cams as well though, so that might affect him. Why are you spending all that money to sign a player who you don't even have a position for in the team? It just doesn't really make much sense. I know he can play out wide. He's not just exclusive to that position. Let me actually have a quick look here, because I know sometimes they don't show the whole bench with that Champions League graphic. I always go into match facts by mistake. Let's go into performance. Is CDK on the bench? He is 89 rated, so thankfully he hasn't shot up to a 99 rating like the other two players that we sold, Maurice Richard and Kevin Owens. He's actually stayed at a similar rating to what he was when he was still with Montreal. PSG lining up there to get their squad photo, and we'll be lining up to get ours here in a second. I do just want to quickly go over our team. It's basically the strongest 11, but I have made a permanent change to the starting 11 Bakayoko is on the bench now. I just kind of find that he's a player that doesn't really make much of an impact when he starts. He definitely feels a lot better off the bench when he's coming up against tired legs. So we've put Olise out on the right hand side. Rutter comes in at the number 10 slot. Again, I have thought about putting Lepal there and starting Jonathan David, but Jonathan David is the Ole Gunnar. He's the Canadian Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He always comes off the bench and does the job. So we will break that emergency glass if we need to in this game, but hopefully we won't have to. After a crazy Champions League quarter-final, what can happen here, or what will happen here I should say, in our our first Champions League semi-final. Bloody hell, I'm all over the place. The nerves already getting to me, and you can probably tell, lads, I have a very sore throat. Honestly, it feels like I've been carrying around this cold the whole of 2025. And it's not like there's cold weather here at the moment. It's been very, very warm where I live over the last few weeks and months, really. But yeah, again, just getting in the excuses if we get knocked out here. I'm sick, so if we get knocked out, that's why. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. Here's Kone. Over to Zaire Emery, the man who we did sign from PSG last season. A real-life Champions League winner with the Parisians, and also in this series as well. PSG have won this tournament. Here's Olise now. Going on a decent run here. Oh, really good run, actually. Excellent run by Michael Olise. Oh, it was Ryan Giggs-esque, but just intercepted before he could take the shot. He's on the ball here again, though. Here's Kone. Rutter. Oh, looking for Lepal, but gets intercepted. And here's João Neves now. Over to Kvaratskhelia. Hernandez, what a player he is. Oh, Miley. I can't bloody believe it. We've given away a penalty, and Konate has gotten a straight red card. Oh my god. Kevin Owens may feel like he is owed an apology, because I feel like since he left, Konate has taken over his role of getting sent off in every bloody game. And it is the worst possible start. Oh, it's not a penalty, it's a free kick. Okay, we've slightly gotten away with one there. I mean, I should have known that. It would have been double jeopardy. Vlahovic blocked. Oh, but we are down to 10 men straight away. Oh, Sami Zayn with the save, but there's an open goal there. Oh, and we've made it difficult for ourselves yet again. Kvaratskhelia gives PSG the lead here. A goal down, a man down. And that's going to be a huge psychological blow to this Montreal team. Oh, I'm not watching that back. Fourth Champions League goal of the season. And we already might have to make a change. You know what? I'm not going to make a sub. I think Kone actually did really well when he went to centre-back in the second leg against United. So you know what? I'm going to trust him there for now. GSP can drop back into the midfield alongside Zaire Emery. Oh, that's so frustrating. Down to 10 men yet again. It feels like it's happened in almost every other game this season. It really has. And this is not the type of team you want to be a man down against. Can we get a quick response to it? Rutter in the starting 11. Yes, we can! Well, we needed to respond quickly, and we have. And it's the man who we brought into the starting 11 to replace Bakayoko, Rutter, with the finish. I mean, technically you could almost say he's become the actual replacement for CDK, because Olise has gone out to the right in most of the games, really, since we've signed him. But Rutter gets the equaliser here. PSG weren't in front for long. But it's still going to be a very difficult game from here on out, being that man down. And when you look at the front three, I mean, Rodrigo, Vlahovic, Kvaratskhelia, however you say it, it's just an absolute nightmare to come up against with 11 men, never mind being down to 10. Here's Kone, over to Zaire Emery, Olise, Saliba. Back to Zaire Emery. Can he come back to haunt his old team here? Oh, Lepal made the run, but I probably tried to play him in a bit too late there. Vlahovic over to Rodrigo. Back with Dusan Vlahovic. Oh god. Don't give away another penalty or another free kick here. No way. Oh my god. What a header. I think that was by Kone. And GSP now going on a great run. Oh, brilliant run here by the captain. He may be playing a little bit further back, but he has gone on an excellent run. That is one of the best solo goals you will ever see. I mean, we talked about Elise going on a Ryan Giggs-esque run. He didn't get the finish, but GSP certainly did. It's an absolutely fantastic goal from our captain. Leading by example. We went a man down, then we went a goal down, but now we have turned this game completely on its head, and GSP is the man to slot that ball into the bottom corner. And Toe Blake loved every second of that, and so did I. But can we hold on? It's great to go in front, but we saw last time, lads, what can happen when we lose concentration. I mean, I think with that first leg, especially against United, I probably showed them a bit too much respect. It happens when you come up against the team you support in real life. Maybe psychologically you take it slightly easier on them, you know? And I mean, like, I'm a United fan. Like, Celtic wouldn't be my number one team, but even when I came up against Celtic in the United career mode, I took it a little bit easy on them, and they absolutely made me pay for it. I think it was 5-2 they ended up beating us at Celtic Park that time, which was mental. It was probably one of the few times that my subscribers tuned into an episode and wanted to see me lose. But it's 2-1 to us here at half-time, despite a very, very shocking start, getting a man sent off for the 50 billionth time in this series, and then going a goal down. We responded really well. 2 excellent goals. GSP with the second one to give us the lead here. Can we bring that momentum into the second half here against PSG? And hopefully I'll be able to string a sentence together properly here in the second half of this big, big Champions League tie. And this is our first ever semi-final. I mentioned it earlier. And this is the last season, lads. I mean, technically this still could be the last episode. If we are unsuccessful, this will be it for the Montreal series. But I don't want it to be the last episode. Of course, if we do get through here... Oh god, that was a risky pass. If we do get through here, the final will be played on Friday. GSP over to Doku. Back with the 96 rated captain, looking for Esteban Lepal. Again, probably played him in a bit too soon there. Dusan Vlahovic, we know how dangerous he can be. One of my favourite players to use in career mode as well. Oh, how I wish he was a French speaker. Would have loved to have signed him in this career mode too. Great tackle there by Lukeba. It's been a very professional performance so far, apart from that little blip that led to us conceding the first goal. But since then, we've actually been doing quite well. Miley's surely offside there. Yes, he is. And they're making a change here. And it is CDK, our former attacking midfielder, coming on for Lewis Miley. Oh, we've seen former players come back to haunt us. Not just in this series, but in basically every series I've ever done. Even Jude Lyons in the Turl United career mode well back in the day. Not many of you will know about that. JJ will definitely know. Jude Lyons was a player we had in my first ever proper series on this channel who could not finish to save his life. Apart from, you know, scoring arguably the best goal of that series in Season 1. But then as soon as we came up against him when we sold him to Wolves, I think it was, of course, he put the ball in the back of our net. So we've seen it happen quite a bit on here. GSP looking to go on another great run. It's a very good tackle though. PSG get the ball back. Here's Medina. Over to Santos. Back with Medina. Santos again. I'd love to get a third goal here. I really would. But most importantly, we need to stop them from getting a second. Oh, Kone looking to get stuck in there. That's a good ball over to Vartskeli. It's Neves. Oh, Sami Zayn with an excellent save. A really good save there from the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment. Do I make a change? Who do I even bring on? Nobody's actually playing particularly poor. Lapaul's had a bit of a quiet game. Not necessarily his fault, but you know what? I am going to bring on Jonathan David, and I'm happy enough with Kone at the back at the moment. He's not doing too bad there. It says he gets a -3, but I don't really feel a drop off, so I'm not going to take him off just yet. They are taking off Archgelly though. Savigno comes on though, so not a bad replacement. Jonathan David comes on for Esteban Lapaul. Again, not his fault that he's had a quiet game as we head that away. But still, we've seen Jonathan David be that impact player off the bench so many times in this series. Here is Zaire Emery now. Brilliant ball. And will we be proven right? Here with Jonathan David. What did I just say? He always knows how to make an impact off the bench. Oh my god, I'm struggling to keep my voice together here. I'm struggling not to lose my voice, I should say. But we just said Jonathan David is the Canadian Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has scored some very important goals in Europe over the years. And David has just come on to do that here. It's 3-1 with 15 minutes to go. I'm not going to say we have one foot in the final, because this game and this tie are not over yet. Oh, I'm not foolish enough to say that. But I am very happy with the position we're in. Kone with an excellent tackle. I actually might start him at centre-back in the next game. Oh, Lukeba. Not a great pass from him. Genuinely, Kone has actually been fantastic. He did really well at Old Trafford. I was watching back that episode literally right before I started recording. And towards the end of extra time, he made a really, really good tackle. I think it was the first half of extra time, actually. I probably didn't give it the praise it deserved at the time because I was having a bloody crisis during that game. We'll make some more subs here. I'll bring Fofana on for Doku. I'll bring on Lenny Yoro for Lukeba. And I'll bring on Bakayoko for Olise. Just to keep some players fresh here, give them a rest. Again, I'll be completely rotating at the weekend in the league game. The reserves will be put out. I want to keep everybody as fresh as possible. We can't win the league title. We're not doing another season, so it doesn't really matter where we finish in the league. I don't think we'll finish any lower than 3rd, really. Which I think actually is our lowest finish in the league in this series, which is crazy. We've done really, really well. Better than expected, lads. Honestly, that first season in League One when we came 3rd. I know we nearly bottled it towards the end, but I genuinely wasn't expecting that season to go as well as it did. Oh, CDK. Oh, good tackle by Kone. I should have been playing him centre-back the whole time. Genuinely, he has been absolutely brilliant in that position. Can we get a 4th goal here? Oh, go on. Please. David. Fofana. Back with Jonathan David. He still has it. Ah, just gets dispossessed. We won't get the 4th goal, but if you had told me, never mind before the game, that we would have won this 3-1, if you had told me when we went down to 10 men that we would have won this 3-1, you bet your bottom dollar I would have not slapped your arm off, bit your arm off. I can't bloody string a sentence together. But anyways, regardless of my lack of capability of speaking the English language, we were very capable here in getting a very strong result against PSG, a great result to bring over to Montreal. But we are not finished yet. It's a big, big second leg. We're in a very good position. Let's go finish the job now and get to the Champions League final. So this is the team I'm going to go with for the second leg. Sami Zayn between the sticks as always. Saliba and Lukeba still in the defence, but Kone will start as a centre-back. I was thinking about putting Lenny Yoro in. I felt a little bit, guilty for not putting him in this team, but when Kone's in such good form and he's really playing well in that position, I think we may as well keep him there. Zaire Emery and GSP in the midfield. GSP did really well in that position in the first leg. Doku's a little bit tired, but I'm not overly concerned. We can always just take him off. Olise there out on the right. I have brought Fofana into the team. I know some of you might be thinking, why not play Olise as a cam and put Fofana out wide? I kind of want to see how this goes with Fofana as a cam. And also, I don't really know if I want to play with two left footers in the attacking midfield position. David on the bench again. He always does really well when being brought on as a sub, as we've just seen. So that's why he's still there. But this is the team that we are going with. We are 90 minutes away from getting to our first Champions League final and potentially finishing this series by finishing the objective that we gave ourselves at the very beginning, becoming the first non-European team to win the Champions League. Let's get into the second game against PSG and hope it's a lot more straightforward than that second leg against Manchester United was in the quarter-final. Here we go. Paul kicks things off. You may have noticed we are still wearing the away jersey in this game. It's purely a psychological thing. It's a bit of a... what do they call it? Not a stipulation. Why can't I think of the bloody word? Not a tradition. Why can't I think of a superstition? There we go. I couldn't think of the bloody word. We put us in the same kit that we wore last time. PSG wearing the same kit they wore in the first leg. It probably won't make much of a difference, but just psychologically it just helps me out. But listen, I'm not overly concerned about how the kits look as long as the scoreline looks similar to how it looked in that first leg. Let's just try and hold on to this ball though as long as we can. It's not the most exciting football, I'm very aware of that, but we are not the ones who are chasing this game. I feel like that's becoming a bit of a catchphrase as well, anytime I have a decent lead on aggregate. Here's Lukeba, who was a little bit shaky towards the end of that second leg. Or sorry, that first leg I should say. But I'm still going to trust him to start here. Zaire-Emery looking to play in Esteban Lepal, just didn't make the run as quickly as he probably should have. Zaire-Emery looking to get stuck in again, but unable to do so. Here's Miley. Kvaratskhelia. Good interception there by Kone. Back to Sami Zayn. It's kind of sad as well, regardless of the result. This is our last game in the Olympic Stadium. That's only just dawned on me now. Obviously we moved here after qualifying for the Champions League for the first time. We've had a lot of success in this stadium. 2 league titles. And now hopefully a European Cup to add to it. But we need to get to the final first. Can't look too far ahead. Oh, Kvaratskhelia. Oh, is he going to pull one back here for PSG? Sami Zayn with an excellent save. Do not let them score here, lads. Do not let them score. Oh, I thought there was a penalty there for a sec. I thought there was a foul off the ball. Thankfully not. And thankfully Sami Zayn was there to stop it. Bit of an awkward one though for him. Kind of skimmed off of him. Thank God that didn't end up in the back of the net. Oh, they win the header. Doku unable to defend it. But it was right at the keeper. And Sami Zayn will hold on to this for as long as possible. You may as well, lad. There's no rush. There's absolutely no rush. Roll that out to Lukeba, who momentarily has swapped position with Kone. Don't know why he's done that. I haven't told him to do that. They're going into business for themselves. Not in a game like this, lads. You can't be doing that. That's a great ball by Olise. Lepal. Rutter. Oh, what a save. Well, Sami Zayn made some brilliant saves at one end. Donnarumma making a great save at the other. Here's Fofana now. Oh, I thought Doku was going to keep making that run. He decided to stall. Rutter scored in the first leg and he scored here in the second leg. And surely now, lads, you can start booking your Champions League final tickets. I don't know where the final's going to be, but wherever it is, it looks like we may be going there. 1-0 on the night here against PSG. 4-1 on aggregate. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. But it would take a comeback of monumental proportions in order for PSG to turn this around. Rutter got the opening goal for us in both legs. A beautiful finish here from the man who has now found his way in the starting 11. We initially signed him as a backup, but that's always great when you have a backup player who can come into the starting 11 and do such a great job, and then they end up becoming a permanent fixture in the team. Oh, but Vlahovic plays in Kvaratskhelia. Ah, okay. Maybe we were getting a little bit too excited there. PSG getting an immediate equaliser on the night. Still 2 goals down on aggregate. But you can see That's gotten them a little bit excited. We were already thinking ahead to the final. I never learn my lesson, do I? I never learn my lesson. But again, though, it's that bloody kickoff glitch. We benefit from it from time to time, but the opposition certainly do as well. And I feel like it's been happening a lot lately. I mean, that was what happened in that quarter-final against United. It was just end to end to end to end to end. It never stopped. Lapaul's probably going to be offside. No, he's not. He's onside. Esteban Lapaul. Oh, brilliant finish by Esteban Lapaul. He had a quiet first leg. He makes up for it here in the second leg. 5 minutes before half-time, we regain the lead on the night. We bring the deficit back up to 3 goals for Montreal here, and it's Esteban Lapaul. It's very, very rare he has 2 quiet games in a row. I mean, it's rare that he has 1 quiet game. He got his quiet game out of the way, and now it's back to business as usual. 2-1 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. I would happily have the halftime whistle blow here. I mean, I'd happily have the full-time whistle blow here. But 15 Champions League goals in 13 appearances. Absolutely excellent from Esteban Lapaul. He's played all but 1 Champions League game this season, and he has been absolutely fantastic. But he's been fantastic for the whole series, lads. He really has. One of my favourite players I've ever used. Somebody who, when I signed him, I didn't know how long we were going to have him for, but I'm really glad he's stuck around here to the end of the series. Oh, don't concede again. Good save. Sami Zayn had to come out there, but defensively again, very, very slow. Excuse me, we'll get one final attack here in this first half. Fofana, who I've really enjoyed here in this attacking midfield position, but somehow he misses the target there. It was a great run, a great move, but it didn't end with a goal. Oh, that would have put daylight between us. But we're still in a very good position. 2-1 up on the night, 5-2 up on aggregate, and 45 minutes away from a Champions League final series finale. I will make one change here at halftime. Doku is absolutely knackered. I think I'll bring on Bakayoko. I'm going to try him on the left-hand side, see how he gets on. We'll keep Fofana in that number 10 position. He's done a really good job there. But let's get into the second half, and hopefully it'll be the most boring, bog-standard, no-goal second half that we ever see. I genuinely would happily take that. Kone doing really well to cover there. But it's looking like we will have this series end with the Champions League final, which I'm so happy about. Honestly, after what we went through in the quarter-final, it really makes me feel good that we will be finishing it with a final. Now, if we lose it, that'll be just absolutely devastating, but I'm just happy that it looks like we're going to be there. That is the main thing. And let's try and embarrass PSG here a little bit. Oh, it's Lapaul again. He's in again. As he overran it slightly, maybe. I was trying to see if I could go around the goalkeeper. Overplayed it just a wee bit. And PSG have it again here. Again, we can't let them get another one. If they do, I think they'll start to believe again. They don't give up, Luis Enrique's team. They really don't. They were a joy to watch in the Champions League final in real life. But we need to stop them from getting there this season. Good cover there from Saliba. Sami Zayn was able to pick it up and roll it out here to Lukeba. Zaire Emery now. Now Rutter again. Lapaul. Esteban Lapaul on the ball here. Can Rutter make that run over the top? Oh, lovely lobbed ball. Can we fish and chip him? Yes, we can. Oh, at last. It feels like we concede a fish and chip goal in every single game lately. And now we finally score one. And I'm going to say it, lads. Club de Foot Montreal of Montreal, Quebec, Canada are going to be in the UEFA Champions League final here in Season 5. Lovely ball by Esteban Lapaul. Rutter timed that run well. He knew what he was doing, lobbed it over Donnarumma. The ball bounced perfectly for the French attacking midfielder. His third goal of this tie, and it's surely game, set and match here. Right, let's make some changes. Lapaul, you've done your job, lad. Jonathan David can come on. Let's give him an appearance here in the semi-final. Let's give Lenny Yoro an appearance. I feel kind of bad not playing him in these games, starting him, that is. So we'll bring him on, and I think we'll just leave the rest of it like that for now. Don't want to overcomplicate things too much. But I'm really, really happy here. It's all about wrapping a lot of these players in cotton wool now to make sure they are fully fit for the Champions League final, which will be against either Inter Milan or Bayern Munich. I didn't actually look at who won the first leg of that game, so it will be a complete surprise for me as well as you guys. Vlahovic! Oh god, that was nearly a very good goal. But I feel like even now if they pull another one back, PSG, it's too little too late. I'm glad we're not playing PSG in the final though. I really am. I'm just so glad it's not going to be Real Madrid as well. They have been my kryptonite on this channel so much, especially in FC25. I know we beat them in the Champions League final in the last series with United, but I'm just so glad we don't have to play them again. I really am. Here's Fofana. Over to GSP. Go on, George. Go on, George. In real life, you're now the undisputed GOAT of MMA, in my opinion. And in this career mode, you could become a Champions League title-winning captain. I'd love to see that. Here's Dusan Vlahovic now. Oh, into CDK. I bet he kind of regrets this decision of leaving Montreal to join PSG. He'll have a league title, but he already had one of those with us. He won't be in the Champions League final this season, however. We will. Fofana with the header out there to Bakayoko. They intercepted again though. Rodrigo. Over to Santos. Here's João Neves now. Oh, he's got a big gap to run into here. Medina. Oh, he nearly pulled another one back. It hits the post. They're getting more and more frustrated now, PSG. We've got 2 subs left. Who will I bring on? You know what? I'm going to bring on Siddiqui. He's been a very good player in this series. We'll take off Zaire Emery. I want to give Siddiqui an appearance here in the Champions League semi-final. And you know what? Mercier, another man who's been absolutely fantastic. Didn't grow as much as I hoped he would, but still a very, very strong player to have in this series. We'll give Rutter a rest. He's had an excellent tie here against PSG, both in the first leg and second leg. He was absolutely fantastic, so he gets his plaudits here. As we bring on a couple of players here to kind of, you know, pay homage to them, because they mightn't play in the Champions League final. So let's bring them on here, give them an appearance in the semi-final, so they can say they were a part of this. But lads, it's been what a run it's been between that horrific league phase campaign that I still don't know how we ended up finishing in the top 8. You know, a comfortable last 16 performance against Napoli. The most insane batshit crazy tie ever against Manchester United. And now another fairly comfortable tie against PSG, despite going down to 10 men in the first leg, going a goal down. We've really gotten our act together. It's great to see. And we will have a Champions League final to wrap things up. And I promise you lads, I'll sound a lot more energetic in that episode. To peel back the curtain a bit, I'm recording this a good bit before the Champions League final will be recorded. A few days before it anyway. So I should be all good. But something else that's all good is our place in the Champions League final. For the first time, a non-European team will be playing in the final of the European Cup, and it's Club de Foot Montreal beating fellow Ligue 1 side PSG quite comfortably as well. I really thought this was going to be as tough, if not tougher, than the Manchester United game, but it was anything but really. We absolutely dominated them for the most part. We're worthy of our place in the Champions League final, and the series finale will include the biggest game in club football. Get in there. And I can confirm it will be Inter Milan who we will be playing in the Champions League final. They beat Bayern Munich by 2-1 on aggregate. They just lost a Champions League final in real life by 5-0 to a Ligue 1 side. Let's hope we see a repeat of that on Friday. You know what, normally I would save this for the final episode of each series that I do, but because I want the final episode just to be totally focused on the Champions League final itself, let's have a look at how all the other competitions ended, and we'll also have a look at how Inter Milan did in Serie A. That will be very interesting to see. But we do end up finishing in second place, 20 points behind PSG. As I said lads, I'm not really overly arsed. To sim every game in a league which PSG are also in, I can actually accept this. We've already won 2 league titles. I wasn't really overly arsed about a treble in this series because I don't want every series to be focused on just winning the treble. I feel like that gets repetitive. For me, this was mainly about the Champions League in this series, and especially in this season. So second place here I can happily take, 68 points. It was the draws that kind of let us down in the league really more than the losses. And Monaco ended up finishing third, 3 places below us. Lyon in fourth, who are in the relegation spots. Auxerre and Nantes going down automatically, and Montpellier in the relegation playoff. In the final of the Trophy de Champ, we did beat Reims by 3-1 at the start of the season. PSG did win the double. They beat Lille in the Coupe de France final. To be fair though, the Coupe de France, we never ended up winning it, but PSG didn't win it every season. So I did see a few different teams winning it in this series, which is nice to see. Let's go and see some of the other competitions. I think this is the relegation playoff. Yeah, that hasn't been played yet. The Super Cup at the start of the season was won by Real Madrid. They beat Inter Milan, so hopefully that's a good omen for our Champions League final. The Conference League was won by Nice. They beat Salzburg by 2-1, and the Europa League was won by Roma, defeating Frankfurt. I tell you what, lads, we could really, really rub the salt in the wound of Inter Milan if we beat them in this Champions League final. They finished third here in Serie A, and their local rivals AC Milan did win the league. But still though, 77 points in the Italian league. It ain't too shabby. I'm not taking them lightly. It's going to be a very, very tough game in that Champions League final. And of course, lads, that final will be played in the next episode. The last ever episode of any FC25 career mode that we do on the channel. Wow, I can't believe it's already arrived. It's actually crazy to think about, lads. I said it on the last episode. This time last year, the idea of doing this career mode was just that. It was just an idea. I hadn't even fully locked it in yet. And here we are now 12 months later, and we're in the Champions League final and already looking towards FC26. Inter Milan will be the opponent, but I have full confidence in this team that if we turn up, we play our cards right, and hopefully not receive any red cards, we can become the first non-European team to win the Champions League. That episode, as I say, will be coming this Friday, lads. If you enjoyed this episode and you're looking forward to that one, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel as well. Closer and closer we are getting to 600 subscribers. Why am I talking like Yoda, you may ask? I don't know. Maybe it's the nerves already kicking in for this final. But if you are enjoying the content, lads, and if you are looking forward to the 3 career mode series we have coming up in FC26, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and I will talk to you all on Friday for the final ever episode of this career mode. Au revoir and take care.